What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Browns live stream. Got a very special live stream for you. Tomorrow is the NFL trade deadline at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. As you know, I will be going live at 2 p.m. to kind of, chill out and see what happens. Now, the Browns today made a trade. And like I said in my video, it was for a 2021, what was it, fourth, fifth, fourth? I don't even know what it was. But it was a mid to late round pick, like I predicted. Genard Avery is now heading to Philly. So that makes two trades that we have done where we are sending players away. Corbett went to the Rams, and now we send Avery to the Eagles. And Be Nice says it was a stupid trade. And I understand why they made this trade because Avery was not playing with I don't think he fit our system. That's a simple reason why he wasn't playing. He didn't fit our system. And, looking at who he had to contend with for playing time, he had to deal with Chris Smith and Chad Thomas as a backup DN. I think he would have done better as a linebacker. But, they decided to have him inactive for all but 2 games. And they played him yesterday pretty much to tell teams we don't have to trade him. And from what I'm hearing, the Eagles were really trying to acquire Genard for a very long time. And they finally pulled the trigger today. I honestly thought we were going to send Avery to the Eagles for Vaitai. In fact, Bleacher Report had a article talking about who they think is going to go where. They actually had us acquiring Vaitai for Avery. And it's a pick. Wow. And speaking of left tackles, in case you haven't watched my video, which I highly suggest you do that, Trent Williams, little update on him. Apparently, the Redskins have said they will listen to offers. You kind of figured they would. We are now less than 24 hours away from the deadline. You know they were probably going to listen. But the question is, will they actually get rid of him? Now, the tricky thing is for John Dorsey and the Browns, if you acquire him, he is not going to be ready to play immediately. At least that's what I've been hearing. It'll take him a couple weeks to get into game shape because he has not stepped on the field once. Not camp. Nope. He had no training camp, no mini camp, nothing. He has not stepped on the field one time this entire season. So obviously he's probably going to need a couple weeks to get ready. Kind of think of it as what's his name for the Braves had to go through. Damn, the pitcher. Dude with the freaking beard. Can't even think of his name right now. Keuchel. It's like what Keuchel had to go through. Because remember, he was a free agent. It took him a little bit to ramp up and get going. It's pretty much what Trent Williams is going to have to do. It's going to take him a couple weeks to really get going, get into the flow of things. Add that to the fact that he'll be coming to a new team. But until he is ready, if we do trade for him, that means we'll have to rely most likely on Kendall Lamb because I expect him to be back soon, unless you stay with McCray at left tackle, which, he didn't do horrible, but then again, he didn't do great either. It could have been much worse, I guess. He could have been like Cameron Irving. But now, amongst the other names I've heard, Nate Solder. I really don't think we're going to go after him. Now watch as we go out and trade for him. I don't think that's going to happen. One, because of his huge contract. But as we've seen with Dorsey, he doesn't care. Vaitai is out there. A name that you should keep an eye on is Cordy Glenn from the Bungles. Now, as long as the fax machine is actually working this time, this trade, if it actually happens, should be able to happen prior to 4 o'clock hour, or at least maybe a few minutes after, as long as the parameters have been agreed to and the league office has reviewed it. Because remember, a couple years ago, we almost traded for A.J. McCarron, sending a second and a third round pick to the Bungles until Sashi Brown, verbally, metaphorically, jumped on the grenade because the fax machine somehow stopped working right as the trade almost happened. Let's see what the chat's saying. I don't think the Skins will trade him. I don't think so either. I don't think they're going to trade her. I think we're going to go for Vaitai. That's my prediction. Honestly, I wish we would have just traded Avery for Vaitai. They get a pass rusher, which they need. We get a left tackle. And honestly, Vaitai isn't trash. He'd be serviceable. He would work just fine until the offseason when we can go out in the draft and get a new left tackle. And honestly, Dorsey kind of outplayed himself this past offseason. He armed up Baker Mayfield, but in the wrong way. He gave him nice, beautiful weapons, but you kind of need to protect him. You got rid of Zeitler. That trade is definitely looking bad, especially because Zeitler is a beast. I wish we never got rid of him. And then, of course, the left tackle situation. Oh, man. Oh, well. I mean, we were going to face the situation at some point because obviously Joe Thomas was not going to play forever. And even if he did survive that whole 2017 season, he most likely would have probably retired after the 2018 season. He would have had one season with Baker Mayfield, probably. But, oh well. I'm watching the ending of this Dolphins and Steelers game. The Dolphins were actually winning this game at one point. But Steelers, of course, as you'd expect, are going to win. They're going to be in second place in the North at 3-4. And the tank rolls on for the Fins. In fact, we play the Fins in a couple weeks between the two games against the Steelers. And in case you also have not seen my latest video, by the way, again, go check that out. I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned this, I'm pretty sure I did, but the Broncos are not going to have Joe Flacco at quarterback against us. It will be Brandon Allen. Not Drew Lock. No, it'll be Brandon Allen at quarterback against us. Now, of course, I'll talk more about this game tomorrow in my preview video, but just a quick look at the Donkaho offense. That's what I call them. A mixture of the Bronco and the donkey. Donks, the classic, hated, the nicknames that people have, when you hate their team. And of course, I freaking hate the Donkeys because obviously. But their offense, I mean, they got some decent weapons. Cortland Sutton, Deshaun Hamilton. I mean, Philip Lindsay, Andy Janovich. You have Royce Freeman as well. Devontae Booker. I mean, so it looks like Cortland Sutton will have probably Denzel Ward on him. And then Greedy will be on Hamilton. But the matchup I'm watching this week, Garrett Bowles against Myles Garrett. How about that? Jawan James will have to deal with former, I believe, teammate. I don't know if they were teammates, but Olivier Vernon. That should be interesting. Of course, you got Hireman at tight end, former Buckeye, Noah Fant, and then Fumagalli. Wow. Wait a minute. Do they literally have a Big Ten tight end room? Ohio State, Iowa, and Wisconsin? Really? I know Hireman's a former Buckeye. They used to have Jake Butt. Or do they still have? Yeah. Wisconsin. And, man, tell you one thing, man, the Broncos, they're not good. But they've had some horrible luck this year. And the way I see it, man, I've said this, I think, in my last video as well. If we lose to Brandon Allen, if we lose to this bum, this dude who has not thrown a pass in the NFL, sounds a lot like Falk, Luke Falk from the Jets. Never threw a pass in the NFL. If we lose to this guy, at least in the regular season, of course, he's done stuff in the preseason. But if we lose to this dude, the Browns should just cancel the season. Because if you can't beat Brandon Allen, how are you going to beat freaking Mason Rudolph twice? And then you have Fitz Tragic, or unless they start Rosen. You know Fitz Tragic's going to ruin the tank at some point. He's going to win them a game just by derping. They're gonna fall into a win somewhere. Maybe against the Jets. We should honestly just drop 50 on these freaking bum Dolphins, man. God, they're not a good team. The poor excuse of a football team. I mean, damn. But you know how Fitztragic is. There's going to be that game, like I said, where they're going to derp into a win, and the Steelers just won 27-14. So, we're back in third place, where we've been, remember last year, of course. We weren't in last. We're still not in last. And now, of course, thanks to the Bungles being trash, we're not going to be in last. So, at least you can say the Bungles. Okay. Season's over. It's not over, but it's getting close. That wasn't Agba. Agba was not going to help. No. Do I see us trading for Trent? Knowing Dorsey? Yeah. Then we got to sit back and wait for him to get in the game shape, which will probably take a couple weeks. And then that's why I wish, we could have traded it for him before the bye week, because it's like, okay, trade for him maybe like a week or so before the bye week. He'll be back after the bye week. Well, the bye week's over now, so he'll be missing game time. I don't think Flacco's going to play for a little while. Now look at Tristan Wheeler. So Baker leads the NFL in interceptions. Danny Dimes leads the NFL in turnovers overall. I just wish freaking Freddie would just not be dumb. I understand the first-year head coach, but, man, some of the decisions he makes, not the smartest. It honestly would not shock me at all if the Browns are completely silent tomorrow. Or knowing Dorsey is going to do some random trade just to make a trade. I don't really know what he would trade for. But I don't think – there's a part of me that thinks he'll make a trade, like maybe for Trent Williams or Vaitai or Nate Solder or Corey Glenn or somebody, like a left tackle. And there's a part of me that thinks he ain't going to do nothing. I'm going to be sitting here where I am right now all day tomorrow until 4 o'clock. I'm going to start my stream at 2, What's up, guys? Crazy Dog back with another Browns live stream. And this is my 2019 NFL trade deadline, I guess you could say, special. I don't know what I'm going to title that thing yet. And of course, tomorrow in the stream, I will talk about any trades that went down prior to the start of the live stream. Maybe even go over some trades that happened over the past week or so. Probably not really going to do that. I'm just going to talk about trades that already happened during the day, if any trades actually happen. I always love it how analysts say, "Oh yeah, it's going to be the most active trade deadline ever," and then nothing happens. But then you think, or the best part, nothing happens for the first hour and 45 minutes of my stream. Like, remember the MLB trade deadline? I believe I did a stream for the MLB trade deadline or whatever, and nothing went on. Nothing happened. I was literally just about ready to end the stream or whatever, and boom, freaking Astros traded for Greinke, and all this other stuff just started popping off. That's the way it's going to be. Nothing's going to happen for the first hour and 45 minutes of the live stream, and then out of nowhere, like a nuke dropping on a unsuspecting freaking city in whatever country, like a freaking nuke, all these trades are going to happen all at once. Tell you one thing, Adam Schefter better get his sleep now because he won't be sleeping. He'll be hella active tomorrow, I think. I wonder how much sleep he gets during the trade deadline season. Probably gets more sleep now than he would during free agency season. I think the most active trade deadline season in sports is probably either NBA or the MLB. I always love the MLB because players legit get traded during games. NBA, it happens before. It's happened before. I mean, for the Cavs, it happened a couple years ago. Oh, there's a Dolphin fan with a bag over his head. Wow. Must be Art. Maybe that's Arter Grader. No, that dude would never show up to Pittsburgh. By the way, for those who don't know who Arter Grader is, I guess he's a Bungle and a Dolphin fan. Bro, this dude Arter Grader is a Bungle and a Dolphin fan. He's a fan of two winless teams. He's a combined 0-16. Damn. Well, 0-15. Yeah. Damn. How about that, huh? Wow. Now, the one thing that gets me about the Broncos, I'm looking at their defense. You have Derek Wolfe. Of course, they have my guy, Dre'Mont Jones, as the backup DN. Mike Purcell, Shelby Harris, Malik Reed, Alexander Johnson, Todd Davis, Von Miller, of course, Chris Harris, Kareem Jackson, Justin Simmons, Bryce Callahan. Although I have heard rumors that Chris Harris could be traded. And I'll tell you one thing. Callahan and Harris or Yidam or whoever would be their corner if Harris is traded. Or even Kareem Jackson, although he plays safety. I guess. But whoever their corners are, they're going to have their hands full. Yep. Dealing with Odell Beckham and Jarvis and Callaway. Maybe Higgins if he's still here. Maybe the Browns go out of nowhere and freaking trade for a receiver. I don't know. Every time I see an alert on my phone, I'm quick to look at it because I don't know what it'd be. I don't think a team would make a trade at 11:30 at night. But hey, I've seen weirder things happen. But yeah, guys, tomorrow is officially trade deadline day. Pirates fired Neil Huntington. In the words of LeBron James, it's about damn time. Wow. Maybe now the Pirates will be participating in free agency and they'll actually get good players. And maybe they won't be a total dumpster fire next year. And by the way, speaking of baseball, the Dodgers have reportedly been rumored to maybe be making a run at Lindor this offseason. Of course, Lindor has a couple more years left, and then be a free agent. The Dodgers are going to make a run at trading for him this offseason. I do not know how I feel about that. I can imagine the haul that we would get for him, though. We would get an absolute king's ransom for that guy. I mean, look at what we got for Yasiel Puig. For Trevor Bauer. For like a half a season of Puig. Got a half a season of Puig. We got freaking Franmil Reyes and some good pitching. Love that. Now from the Dodgers, I mean, you're looking at like top 5, top 10 player in the league. He's way better than, way up higher. He's way higher on the totem pole than Bauer. You're looking at possibly getting several top 5 prospects and some like major league players. Maybe Jock Peterson. I don't know who else we get for him. I mean, damn. That would open up a lot of money, though. But we all know how the Dolans are. The Dolans, as a family, are so inept as owners. For those who don't know, James Dolan owns the Knicks. And Paul Dolan owns the Indians. Wow. And they're both so inept, bro. Oh, my God. Oh, man. It's pretty sad when the largest contract that Paul Dolan has ever dished out was for Edwin. 20 mil, I believe, per year. Which is an awful lot of money, but I've seen guys with larger contracts. But again, we'll see what happens with the Indians. I'll do a preview video or whatever for them when the time comes, probably around March after spring training. I mean, it's only November, pretty much. We haven't even hit winter meetings yet. I don't even know if we're going to be going after any good free agents. I don't know what the Indians are going to do this offseason. If anything, they might just reload the team with their farm system, which, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at because we got a good farm coming up. But, man, dude, that ain't going to be a fun couple of years if that's the case. This team might have just lost its chance to win a World Series. And, of course, we blew a 3-1 lead in that series. Wow. But this is not an Indians stream. Talking about the Browns. Trade deadlines tomorrow. Rumors are flying all over the place. Obviously, the biggest rumor, Browns getting Trent Williams. And I know Dorsey's been bugging the crap out of Bruce Allen, trying to pull a deal. I've heard that they have a second rounder on the table. The thing is, will John Dorsey go with the nuclear option and deal a first rounder for Trent Williams? Honestly, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it for a first rounder. No, I would sweeten the deal with a second, maybe a couple, maybe a third or whatever, and then maybe even add a player. Hell, give them freaking Hollywood. Give them Higgins. Give Haskins some weapons. They'd probably say, you're crazy. Give me a first rounder. Hey, Mr. Dorsey, give me first rounder. Dorsey just be like, buddy boy, I'm not giving you a first rounder. All right, I'm not stupid. And then I'm sure Bruce Allen would look at him going, but you need a left tackle, don't you? And Dorsey would be like, yeah, but I'm not giving you no first rounder for a freaking 31-some-year-old left tackle who won't even be ready for a couple weeks because you guys are just so crap, so trash that your freaking training staff hurting this guy. He hates you. So he didn't even show up to mini camp or training camp or workouts. This dude been sitting, I'm sure he's been working out like at home or whatever, but this dude literally been sitting on a couch watching TV or like been working out on his home. Now, of course, I have heard that if he's not traded, he'll be in DC probably by week 10. Probably won't play, but I've heard that he will be in DC by week 10 just to get an accrued season so we can get the hell out of DC quicker. Because if he doesn't show up by then, this season doesn't count for him, and it'll be pushed back a year. Kind of like what happened to Josh Gordon. That dude was still on his rookie deal, bro. Josh Gordon came in the league in, 2012? Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That dude is still on his rookie deal. That dude has played only what? Around 60 games? Around there? In fact, let's see how many games Josh Gordon has played in. And then, of course, I'll look at Trent Williams as well because he's a big name out there. Of course, tomorrow I'm going to go through some other guys that we could go after. I mean, I've also heard I saw an article on, fansided.com that was talking about some potential targets besides Trent. Of course, Vaitai, he's one. Solder. I've heard Kiko Alonso. That would be an interesting get. But a guy that I would like to have is like Derek Wolfe, a good depth pass rusher. But anyways, let's take a look at Trent Williams. Look at his stats here real quick. All right. For all you people that are, wondering about him. And then we'll also look at Josh Gordon as well. See how many games this dude has played so far in his career and then per season. He has definitely not played a full season. And that will continue. By the way, Trent Williams' nickname is Silverback. I'd love to see that. That's the dude that tried to punch Richard Sherman in the face. I would love him as my left tackle. But believe it or not, he has played in almost every game. He's played in over he's played in 120 games, started all but one of those games. The most games he's played in a season is when he played in every game in 2013. And he also played in every game in 2012. And by the way, he was a Pro Bowler every year from 2012 to 2018. How about that? I wouldn't mind him as my left tackle. And I'm sure he would love to block for a good team, a good quarterback in Baker. By the way, guess where this dude's from? I'm pretty sure he's from Oklahoma. I'm pretty sure he went to Oklahoma. Of course he went to Oklahoma. Of course he went to Oklahoma. Of course. Oh, yeah, he was drafted first round, 2010 draft, 4th overall. And then, of course, our right tackle is Chris Hubbard. Let's see where he went to college. Just, curious here. UAB. Okay. But let's take a look at Josh Gordon real quick. Because I'm pretty sure he is still in his rookie deal, I think. But yeah, this dude has played in double-digit games only one time. No, wait. Damn. Let me see here. Thought I would have had games played, but I guess gotta really look for that. I know he hasn't played in double-digit games. I'm pretty sure at all or something like that. Dude has not played much at all over his career since 2012 because of suspensions. I think there might have been like one time actually. It was like rookie year or second year. Looking on Pro Football Reference, of course, they don't have how many games he's played every year. In his career, though, he's played in, 58 games? Damn. Really? Wow. Crazy. This dude has only played in 58 games. Keep in mind, he came in the league in 2012. Wow. That's crazy. Oh, wow. And by the way, the Chargers actually got rid of Ken Wisenhunt as their offensive coordinator. Not surprising considering how trash their offense has been. It's just crazy, man. Josh Gordon. Wow. But gonna wrap this up here in a minute. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is in here. Wow. No, we're not trading Nick Chubb. Why is Enrique saying Chris Bryant going to the Indians? Wow. Texans would never. Oh, yeah, we're not trading Baker for Deshaun either. No, that's never happening. Why would the Texans do that? Would I trade OBJ? No. Damn, we got people fighting in there. Do I think Trubisky sucks? I mean, Trubisky, I've never heard of, but Trubisky, honestly, is not that good. He's not that good. No, he's not good. I mean, he's my guy. He's from around the area, but he is not good. No. Oh man, dude, y'all funny. Now Garrett Noble just sent me something on Instagram. I'm kind of scared to see what it is. Oh, it's freaking. What is that? Peter Griffin looking like Freddie Kitchens with the Denny's menu. Dude, look at that. That thing that's freaking hilarious, but it's so freaking true. It's so true. That is so freaking true. Oh my god. Man. That is so true. It literally looks like Freddie Kitchens though, but it's Peter Griffin. But it's almost midnight around here, so I'm gonna probably hop on off here and get some R&R because tomorrow should be a big day. I'm hoping to make a couple videos tomorrow, and knowing the Browns, they're not going to do a dang thing, and it'll be another boring deadline. I'm hoping we at least make a move. I expect us to make a move because in case you guys don't know the ramifications of not making a move, well, if we do not make a move for a good left tackle, that means we will be stuck with the guys that we have unless we go out on the street and sign somebody. And I don't think Dorsey's going to do that, which means if we don't trade for Williams or Solder or Vaitai or even Cody Glenn, because his name's out there because he and the Bengals are at odds right now. That means we'll be going into week 9 against Denver, against Von Miller, especially, with either Kendall Lamb or Justin McCray at left tackle. And I don't really feel comfortable about those two guys blocking friggin' Von Miller. Huh. Well then, I guess we'll have to sit back and see what John Dorsey has for us. And we all know how Dorsey operates these days. He's silent. And then at the last second, right before, you'll get news about it when it's pretty much happening. You don't see anything leak out about it a few minutes before. It's like when it happens, that's when you hear about it. When the team tweets about it, that's when you know about it. So he could drop a nuke on us, like either right when the stream starts, before. I could be coming into my stream. I could literally be starting my stream with breaking news that the Browns traded for somebody. Like, that would be crazy. Or it could be, like I said earlier, I'm about to end the stream. Nothing happens. Let's say like there's only a couple trades that happen. Let's say like the Eagles make another trade. Let's say like a couple teams made some trades. Nothing big. Whatever. Low key boring. And then right as I'm about to end it, boom, John Dorsey drops the nuke, and we trade for, let's say, Trent Williams. I can only imagine how freaking Browns Twitter would react to that trade. I'd be like, that's a cool trade and all, but now it's like, we got to wait for him to get into game shape because the Redskins are so trash. This dude didn't want to show up at all. He didn't show up to rookie minicamp. He didn't show up to voluntary minicamp. He didn't show up to mandatory minicamp. He didn't show up to freaking OTAs. He didn't show up to freaking workouts. He didn't show up to training camp, preseason, week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, week 6, week 7. Definitely didn't show up to week 8. He probably won't show up next week unless he gets traded. Then he'll pull a Jalen Ramsey back. I'm healed. No. But no, for real though, Jalen Ramsey was like, my back. God. Jack's got to trade me. Dang, my back. And then he sees a trade. Oh, I've been going to the Rams. Wait, what do you know? My back's healed. Woohoo, I'm healthy. That's pretty much what it was. My back. Oh, God. Can you trade me, please? My back. And then Rams acquire him. He's like, I'm healed. Oh, man. It makes you wonder, was his back really hurting? Or was he just playing a game that just not play? Because he'd being petty. Really makes you think. But I know that Doris is probably sitting there at his desk, even at this hour, probably like, nom. How am I going to make this team better? Nom. Chewing on his freaking, probably 16 freaking piece wad of freaking bubblicious bubble gum like he always does. Every time you see this dude talk, he's always chewing on freaking gum or something. He's like Tito Francona. Nom. Or he's eating something. And he's always got that freaking sweatshirt on too. I don't know. I just want to see us do something tomorrow. Trade for freaking Vaitai. I wouldn't really mind Solar. I would just be hoping that maybe a change of scenery could help him out. Because from what I'm hearing from Giants fans, Nate Solder is a trash can. I don't want to have my guy get killed by Nate Solder because he's a bum. Then Giants fans will be laughing at us even harder. Oh, look at Odell Beckham. Oh, he sucks. Oh, look at Vernon. He sucks too. And then you got Solder, and he sucks even more. We're literally helping the freaking. We'd be helping the Giants just unload cap space so they can go into next offseason and just sign all these big players. They're going to have over 100 million cap space, mainly because we took that humongous Odell trade contract. Damn. Oh well. And then people come in here like, yeah, man, you Browns fans, you guys hyped up your team. Well, actually, we were just optimistic. I mean, yeah, I said 10-6. I know there was Browns fans that were saying 12-4, 13-3. That was a little much for me. I was saying like 10-6, maybe 9-7 at worst, around there. 10-6 was right around where I was. But this team, man, they're probably going to be around 9-7 if they go over 500. I am very confident this team will get it together. I'm not going to, turn on Freddie. Now, I'll tell you one thing. We lose this week to Brandon Allen, I'm going to start looking at Freddie like, bro, you lost to a freaking bum quarterback. And God forbid we lose to the Dolphins. If we lose to the Dolphins, I want Freddie fired immediately. Like, he shouldn't even make it to the freaking tunnel. Dorsey should be down, or Haslam should be down there waiting for him at the tunnel and be like, you lost to the Dolphins. You're a bum. Get out of here. Get out of here right now. Freaking just pull a Squidward and just punt him out of the stadium. Send him back to Arizona or wherever. Alabama, whatever. Damn. And if you watch Freddie Kitchens' press conferences, he sounds eerily similar to a certain head coach that we had before Freddie came in. Not Greg. No. He's starting to master the Hueisms. You know, the whole we had a good week of practice. That's starting to sound a lot like the I gotta watch the tape. And then I guess he was throwing the receivers under the bus this week, which, I mean, they kind of didn't do their part, low key. They dropping passes. Baker be throwing dimes out here, and Odell like, hey, can't catch. And then he got Callaway. He actually made a catch, but he was out of bounds. You know, people rip on Baker, but look at his receivers. He honestly should have had 3 picks yesterday. Luckily, the ball went off of, I think, was it McCourty's helmet? It donked McCourty on the freaking top of the helmet. It luckily went away from everybody. I think there was another one that was off the receiver's hands. And then there was one he literally threw right at the corner, but luckily he dropped it. Wow. I don't know. I mean, I want to say Dorsey makes a trade tomorrow. I really do. I want to, be able to like tweet at the player, be like, "Welcome to Cleveland, bro. We love, we're glad to have you." But knowing the Browns, we're not going to do anything. I mean, looking at last year, I didn't really expect to do much because lame duck head coach, and Dorsey was not going to throw away draft picks for a coach who wasn't even going to be there, although he technically did throw away draft picks later on, but it was for Odell. I mean, I think the only way he would throw away draft picks is if he got a freaking monster of a player like a Trent Williams. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what Dorsey has up his sleeve. Get it? Up his sleeve because he wears a sweatshirt. I don't know what that dude's got loaded up in the chamber for us, but I hope it's something good. I don't want him to just make a trade just to make a trade. They were like, God, I got to make a trade just so the Browns fans will shut up, just so they'll have something to talk about. Knowing this guy, he's going to have something big for us. Now, in terms of Browns players, I could see getting traded by tomorrow at 4. Rashard Higgins. I think Higgins could get traded. Callaway could get traded. Either one of those two are going to get traded, to be honest. Taywan Taylor might even get traded. I don't even know. Who else? Damn. God, who else could get traded? TJ Carey. He's a possibility. I think he's one of the only guys on defense I could see us trading. But honestly, I don't know what to expect. Guess we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to end this stream right now. It's after midnight. I got to get some shut eye and get ready for tomorrow. So that's going to wrap it up for this live stream. I'm Crazy Dog at 99. Let's go Browns. I'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock for my Browns trade deadline special. Or if we make a trade, I'll see you before then in my video. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'm out.